So expats from all over the world love to move to prime London areas. So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you 3 exclusive neighbourhoods when it comes to central London, but I'm also going to be sharing with you prices and availabilities in these areas, so stay tuned. So first up in super prime London is Knightsbridge. Attracts wealthy families and international buyers from all over the world. And of course, it's most popular because of its shopping. You've got department stores such as Harvey Nichols and Harrods. Best known for shopping, but it also has so much more to offer. Whether it's restaurants, bars, entertainment, food, and if that's not enough for you, if you come out of the stores and all around the area, you've got some very, very pretty little cafes as well. If the cafes aren't enough for you, what it also has is it has a bunch of museums. In fact, some of the most famous museums. You've got Victoria and Albert, you've got Natural Science Museum, you've got the Science Museum, and Knightsbridge is also famous for its architecture. So what kinds of properties do you find in the area? Well, you do have your Victorian and Edwardian red brick mansion blocks. You've got period conversions, Georgian townhouses, but you also got purpose-built properties. So the area also has some pretty garden squares, accessible only to certain residents, and it does come with a price tag. Now Hyde Park has a lot to offer. It's got Kensington Palace Gardens, the Wellington Museum, the Wellington Arch, Albert Memorial. You have Hyde Park's War Memorials, Hyde Park Corner, the Supreme. So who lives in Knightsbridge? Well, as I said, very popular with overseas buyers, so a big international community, but also has families who've been living there for absolute generations. Very popular as well with students because you have some great universities in the area. So to wrap up Knightsbridge and why it's so popular with wealthy individuals from overseas, well, what's there not to like? You've got central location, excellent schools, great outside areas. If not those square gardens, you also got Hyde Park. You also got shopping. It's a safe area and an exclusive address. And this is part of our expat guide to London. So if you're interested in other areas such as Northwest London, make sure you check out our other videos. So if this video is getting you excited about London, hit that like button so we can push more videos to people just like you. So next up, we're going next door to Belgravia. Located right in the middle of Grosvenor, Eton, Sloane and Hyde Park. The area itself, again, is very popular with international buyers, big international community. People who tend to settle here, tend to stay here for many years and generations. So Belgravia is most famous for its architecture, and you can see there's a theme here when it comes to property in central London. Most traditional, of course, is going to be its white stucco fronted townhouses. Belgravia also provides other type of properties, such as modern penthouse apartments, and all the luxury that will come with this type of modern living. So lots to love about Belgravia, and of course you've got Knightsbridge just next door with all its department stores, but Belgravia also has its own shopping just in the neighbourhood. But it's also got West End just around the corner, and families love to be able to go to the hustle and bustle of West End but be able to retreat back to the neighbourhood, which is so quiet. So have you been to these neighbourhoods recently, or perhaps you live there? Leave me a comment below and let me know what your thoughts are about these areas. And that brings us to one of my favourite neighbourhoods in central London, which is Marylebone. Why? Because I like to have that village vibe, and it's quite challenging to find that in central London, which is perhaps why I like Hampstead and Primrose Hill so much. But you can still get that in Marylebone. And in fact, it's amazing because you have the West End and the hustle and bustle and all the noise and everything that comes with it just a few minutes away. But in Marylebone Village, you really do get the best of both worlds. Whether it's restaurants, whether it's cafes, whether it's shopping, you get everything there in Marylebone. Now, if the West End shopping isn't your thing and you're looking for something with a little bit more character, then Marylebone Farmers Market is definitely a place to visit. Food is absolutely amazing. You've got everything from fresh produce to sandwiches and handmade, absolutely everything. So definitely a place to drop by. And when it comes to architecture, Marylebone really doesn't disappoint. When it comes to colourful buildings, to pretty little lanes and mews, it really doesn't disappoint. Museums. When it comes to museums, you have a bunch of them. You've got the Wallace Collection, which is known for its impressive painting, sculpture and furniture. You've got Sherlock Holmes Museum and a bunch of others. So there you have it, Knightsbridge, Belgravia and Marylebone. Think I should have included some other areas? Leave me a comment below. So what can you get for your money in Knightsbridge? Well, surprisingly, for above £1 million, you can actually get more than I expected. So between 1 million and 1.5 million, I got a result on Rightmove of around about 62 listings. Of that 62 listings, around about 50% of them were 1-bed flats and the other 50% were 2-bed flats. So you can actually buy something in Knightsbridge 2 bed for 1.5 million and probably even less. I was curious as to what was the most expensive listing in Knightsbridge on the market at the moment on Rightmove. But let's take a look at this property. Receptions, rooms, passenger lift, air conditioning, roof terrace, 8 bedrooms. I mean, this is a real bunker. You don't really need to leave this property for anything. So how does Marylebone compare with Knightsbridge? Well, we did the same price range, 1 million to 1.5 on Rightmove, and they gave us a result of around about 100 properties. Of those 100, 50 properties were actually 2 beds, and the 27 of them were 1 bed flats. The rest, I think, were studio flats. So over 100 properties, that is a big range. In the meantime, if you need any assistance in terms of buying, selling or investing in London, reach out to myself or my team and we're happy to help.